Good morning students, welcome back to all. In the previous session, we discussed about water, some introduction to water, some importance of water. Okay, so we also discussed about the impurities. There are two kinds of impurities, soluble and insoluble impurities. Okay, so in today's session, we will continue with this lesson of removing impurities from water by various ways, by some processes. So let us start with this session. Removing insoluble impurities from water. How can we remove these insoluble impurities from water? Now, before going to the topic of the processes, we should know that what is actually meant by removing the impurities from water. That means removing the impurities from water means making the water pure. That means simply we can say water purification. So what is meant by the water purification? Water purification is the process of removing undesirable chemicals from the water or the biological contaminants. Contaminants means the germs which contaminate the water, which makes the water dirty, or the suspended solids which are present in the water and the gases from contaminated water. Removing all such things from the contaminated water or making the water purified or making the water pure is termed as water purification, because we cannot drink water which is full of contamination. We cannot drink contaminated water because it contains germs. Otherwise, if we drink contaminated water, we may suffer from various fatal diseases. So most water is purified from human consumption, that is the drinking water. But water purification may also be designed for a variety of other purposes. So let us discuss about some of the processes by which we can remove the impurity from water. Now let us start with the processes. Removing insoluble impurities. Okay, we can remove insoluble impurities from water. So as we discussed that there are two kinds of impurities, soluble and insoluble. Two types of impurities are there, soluble impurities and insoluble impurities. Okay, so soluble impurities means what? Soluble impurities are the ones that get dissolved in the water. For example, salt. And insoluble impurities are the ones that do not dissolve in water. For example, sand. So insoluble impurities such as sand can be separated by two physical processes. These processes are sedimentation and filtration. So these are the physical processes by which we can purify the water. So let us discuss about these processes in detail. First one, sedimentation. Okay, so sedimentation is actually a physical water treatment process. It's a physical water treatment process. It's a physical process in which it is used to settle out suspended solids in water. The heavy particles will settle down, and the settle down of suspended solids in water and getting the clear water on the upper layer, other than the solid particles which have been settled down, is known as sedimentation. Which is in this layer, means upper layer, okay, or the clear water. We cannot say that this is 100% pure, but we can get some percentage of the clear water, okay, which we can obtain from this physical process, which is known as sedimentation. Again, I will repeat it. It involves the following steps. In this method, the mixture is allowed to stand undisturbed in a container. After some time, the insoluble substances such as mud settle down at the bottom of the container as sediments, and this process is called sedimentation. Okay, so in this process, these are the sediments. Okay, so these are the sediments which settle down at the bottom of the container. So we will keep this container with the mixture undisturbed for some time, and we can see here after some time it sediments. Okay, and the pure water is then poured onto another container. So this is the clear water which we have which is not 100% pure. Okay, so this process is actually followed by one more process where the clean water can then be poured out into a separate container, which we saw. Okay, so this is called decantation because we are pouring out clear water from that container. So this is sediments and this is the clear water. So in which impurities have been settled down, we are decanting it into another container. This process is termed as decantation. So sedimentation is the first stage of water purification. Decantation is followed by sedimentation. I hope you all clear with this sedimentation process. Now we will study or discuss about the another physical process known as filtration. So filtration is actually the act and science of using filters. Okay. So like in this method, the insoluble impurities can be removed by passing the impure water through a filter paper. Okay. Or for this activity, first of all take a filter paper, then fold it and keep it in a funnel. Now put the funnel on a beaker, then pour the impure water onto the beaker through the funnel. Okay. Then you will see that the sand remains the funnel. It remains the funnel and water poured in the flask and the water poured in the beaker is clean. So we will get clean water. After this activity we will get clean water. This way the filtration process works. So we can separate a mixture of mud and water using filtration. Okay. So there are three ways to remove insoluble impurities from water. They are sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Okay. So there are three ways to remove insoluble impurities from water. So I hope this physical process of removing the impurities of water is clear to you. I hope you enjoyed this session. We will continue this lesson in the next session. Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying. Thank you.